Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Hello and welcome to this English lesson, which will start in just a moment. In about 37 seconds, we'll start talking about how to describe things around your home, in your house or apartment. I've done a few lessons like this before, but I have a whole... I think most of these words will be new for you. You might know some of them from other English lessons or classes, but hey, we're going to start in about 18 seconds. Once I confirm that things are working, looks like everything is working properly. So that is awesome. Did I click the right buttons? I think I did. I think I've done everything I'm supposed to do. Here we go. Well, hello and welcome to this English lesson about describing things around the home. As you walk around your house or apartment, you see a number of things, and you need to be able to describe those things when you talk about them in English. Maybe you have an old pair of shoes and they're a little bit scuffed and worn out. Oh, I'm giving away some of the words and phrases already. Maybe there's a bunch of cords behind your desk and they're all tangled. There's another word I will talk about in this lesson. But it's nice to be able to describe the things that you have around your house and home, and not just the things, but the rooms as well in some cases. So once again, welcome to this English lesson about describing things around your home. Hey, before we get started, I should say hi to some people. Hello, everyone in the chat. I was a little late sitting down. Jen actually said, hey, don't you need to get started? And then I realized it was 7:28, so I ran over here. Hello to Wanda Prado, Freddie Wolf, Hafiez, Vitor, Ralph, Ruslan, Keen, Key Park, Paco-san, Lolly Lolly. When I scroll back, I see Know That as well. Good to see all of you, Hafiez, Samuel, Marie, Vitor. I'm saying names twice now. Hello to Alexandra, SmartPoint, Abdullah, Lil Mini, Vibakvi, Pedro, Khalid, Unbi, Etienne, Tomic. Good to see all of you. I hope you guys are ready to learn some English. Let me do one last audio check. Oh, that sounds good. The audio is working well. Hey, if you have a question during the lesson, please use the link that Nightbot will share. Remember, members as well, you can use the exclamation mark and the word link, and then Nightbot will pop up that link to the question form as well. So if you have a question, please use that link to ask it. Let me see if there's questions popping up already. Awesome. Mode says, hello, everyone. I don't have a lot of energy, so I might be slouching during the lesson or maybe even reclining. Well, as long as you're listening and paying attention. Hey, that phrase, paying attention, I should make a whole lesson out of that. I better write that down somewhere. Somebody leave that in the comments that I'm going to make a lesson built around that. Hi to Anna, Jamie, George, Guarev, and all of you that are here. I think it's time to get started. Yes, if you have a question. Oh, one last thing. There is a live stream tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But hey, let's get this lesson started. I'm not in a rush, but I need to do this lesson in a timely fashion. Droopy. So I really like this word. Let me say it again. Droopy. This plant is droopy. When you don't water a plant, the leaves will droop. Isn't that a fun word? Droop. So this plant has droopy leaves. Notice I used the verb form and then I switched to the adjective form. When a plant has droopy leaves, it looks like this. There are other things as well in life that you can use this word for. Sometimes things just droop, but certainly plants are the best example. So if something's like this, and then let's say a plant is like this, and then you don't water it and the leaves slowly go like this, that action is called drooping, and we would describe that as the plant is very droopy and needs water. When you come home from vacation, sometimes some of your plants might be droopy. Sorry, I just like saying that word, droopy. Scuffed. I mentioned this in the intro. If you have an old pair of shoes, as you walk, if your shoe hits against the ground or other things, eventually parts of the shoe wear away. The shoe starts to be scuffed. These shoes are scuffed. They need to be polished and shined, but I don't know if that will remove the scuffs. So you see where the shoe is dark, That's how the shoe originally looked. But if you look at those lighter parts where it's worn a little bit, we would describe that as being scuffed. These shoes are scuffed. Sometimes your shoes get so scuffed, they start to get holes in them. And then at that point, you need a new pair of shoes. So scuffed. Smudged. Sometimes, well, this doesn't happen as much now. When our kids were little, often our windows would be smudged. There would be a lot of fingerprints and markings on our windows because our kids would touch the windows with their hands. So maybe they would be eating something and then they would touch the window and they would smudge the window. You can see the finger marks. Someone on this window went like that, and now the window is smudged. A glass can also be smudged. This is plastic, but if this was made out of glass, there could be smudge marks. This glass could be smudged if there were fingerprints on it. The water tastes particularly yummy this morning. Dusty. Now this one I think I taught in a previous lesson. We live in a world where eventually there's dust on things. I think I even did these same actions last time. There's dust on top of the lens of my camera. It's just a natural thing that happens. When you live somewhere, there are fine particles in the air that slowly drift down, and then you get a little bit of dust on things. Can I hide my face enough? So there's a little bit of dust on my finger. I need to dust this room. My laptop is dusty. This desk is dusty. It's a lot of dust in here. So you can describe something as being dusty. Cluttered. My desk over there is a little bit cluttered. It's not too bad. Let me give you a bigger view of that. No display. It's a little dark over there, isn't it? It's a little bit cluttered. It's not too bad though. When we describe something as cluttered, it means there's just a whole lot of stuff there and it's not organized. It's not in a nice, orderly fashion where you can find the things that you need. My desk over there, one end is usually quite tidy, the end that's on camera, and then the other end that you can't see is actually quite cluttered. Your kitchen counter can be cluttered. A desk can be cluttered. If you have a windowsill by a window that has a lot of space and you put a bunch of things there, it can be quite cluttered. So simply a spot that has a lot of things that aren't really organized. Tangled. Oop, that's a little bit too big. Maybe we'll leave it there though. Behind my desk, there are a lot of cords. Because there are a lot of cords and you kind of move them around sometimes, they get a little bit tangled. If you have really long hair, your hair can also get tangled. When you use the word tangled, it means things that are kind of around each other. So you can see here, even these headphones, this can get all tangled, right? And then I have to kind of figure out how to straighten it out. But if you have a lot of cables, if you have a lot of cords, if you have a lot of wires, they can get very, very tangled. This doesn't work for me. In English, when you say something doesn't work for you, it means it bothers you. In my house, I don't like it when the cords are tangled like that. I would certainly straighten this out and tidy this up. Foggy. If you take a very, very hot shower, sometimes the mirror gets foggy. Sometimes the windows get foggy. We also use the word fogged up. So I took a hot shower and now the mirror is foggy. I took a hot shower and now the mirror is fogged up. So you can see here, he can't see himself in the mirror because there's a thin layer of moisture. There's a thin layer because the room was steamy. The mirror got foggy and fogged up. So simply not able to see well. Stacked. This is a pretty straightforward one. When you have things like these mugs, you can stack them. When you look in our cupboard, there are often cups that are stacked. There are plates that are stacked. There are bowls that are stacked. And then just to expand on that, these mugs are stacked. I can also say these mugs are in a stack. These bowls are stacked. These bowls are in a stack. Or there's a stack of bowls in the cupboard. Go and grab them. But yes, when you put things on top of each other and when they kind of fit into each other a little bit, we say they are stacked. Messy. So there are a few words here. Well, there's a few more coming up. There's disorganized and disarray, and we already did cluttered. They're all variations of something not being tidy. So when your room is tidy, it doesn't look like this. When your room is messy, it looks like this. Messy is probably the most common word that we use to describe a room that looks like this. Oh, your room is messy. Kids, it's Saturday morning. Your rooms are messy. Go clean your rooms. That would be a common thing to say. But you can see here, this person has lots of clothes on their bed, very disorganized, and lots on the floor. So we would say this room is messy. This plate, though, is dirty. So dirty is a word we use for things like dishes or clothes. Like, oh, my clothes are dirty. Oh, I didn't do my laundry. My clothes are dirty and I need that shirt today. That's actually true in my case. There's a shirt I need today and I didn't wash it. But when you're done eating, we would say that you have dirty dishes. Okay. So this dish is dirty. It needs to be washed. You can tell this person didn't clean their plate. Usually in our house, we tell our kids to eat all the food on their plate. But this is a dirty dish or a dirty plate. You could use either to describe it. Hey, let's look at some questions. Let me read the chat for a sec. I see people chatting away. Hafiez says, for some reason, it's hard for me to find my documents when it's organized. I know where they are when cluttered. Yeah, I'm a bit like that at school sometimes. If I move too much stuff around, it's hard to find it back. And then Mode says, gotta be extra careful pronouncing fogged up. You don't want people to think you're using some foul language because of mispronunciation. Yeah, if you hit those G's with a hard C, it becomes a much different world. Freddie says, Messi, the best soccer player. There's going to be an argument now. Whenever someone suggests that someone's the best soccer player, there's usually a small argument that happens. Let's see here. Let's get these questions done from Ruslan. Hello, dear Teacher Bob. No questions today, sir. I just want to thank you for your lessons. They are very useful and always bring positive energy. You're very welcome. I think a lot of you are feeling the positive energy that I'm feeling because the school year is almost done. So from Denis, good morning, Bob. You're a master at engaging students and making learning fun, but are you a jack of all trades when it comes to fixing something? It depends what it is. If our lawnmower breaks, I don't really know how to fix it. If my van breaks, I don't know how to fix it. But there are some simple things on the farm that I can fix. I am somewhat handy. Like I know how to use a hammer and a saw and a drill. I know how to hook things up and unhook them. But generally, if something is broken, I usually ask someone who knows how to fix it to fix it. So I can fix some simple things. Let's put it that way. From Know That, hey Bob, is it actually more expensive for you to have things repaired on your house? For example, windows, etc., because you live in the countryside? Thank you, Bob. No, not really. What's interesting is a lot of the people who do home repairs actually live in the countryside. So when you are someone who is in the construction business, you have your house and you usually need like a shop, we call it, like another big building where you keep your truck and trailer, and maybe you have another truck if you have employees. So generally in our area, there are many people who just live on what we call a small acreage who do construction work. So that means it's usually about the same price. Good question though. From Bharat, how can we speak fluently? By practicing a lot. And I think it's important to get correction from people. I think it's important to have a tutor that you meet with at least once a week who can give you corrections. I think that's one, do it a lot. You can speak with people who are also learning English who maybe can't correct you. That's fine too, but do speak as much as you can with someone who can. Hamza says, hello, my teacher. I hope you're feeling well. So my question today is, if I need to save some vocabulary in my mind, what should I do? And also in pronunciation. When you watch a lesson like this, it's important to use these words at least 2 or 3 times over the next 2 or 3 days. So if this list of 30 words is something you wanted to remember, you should use every word in a sentence. It's hard to sit down and do that. It takes time. You should probably use each of them by saying them out loud in a sentence. And then if it's something you can visualize in your mind, that will help as well. And the pronunciation, simply listen to me, say what I'm saying, listen to me again, say what I'm saying. That's the best road forward. Hung from Vietnam, rich people enjoy decorating their home with rare things like pictures, tiger's leather, etc. What do you and Jen often use to decorate the house? Any advice to recommend? We are not really good at that. We hang pictures on the wall of our family. We have a section in our house where we have a lot of family photos on the wall, but we do not have any art. We don't really have posters. I have my 1 million subscriber plaque, and it's still in a box behind my couch. So we're not very good at decorating. I wish we were better, because I love it when I go to a home that's well decorated. Hey, if you're one of the 320 people who's watching, don't forget to subscribe if you're not a subscriber. It's free. There's usually a subscribe button here or down below, and you will get notified when I put another video out. Sayla says, hey Bob, do regulations in Canada allow cows, sheep, etc. to be near homes in the countryside? Yes, if you are in the country, you may own livestock. That's the word we use to talk about farm animals. You can have chickens, cows, sheep, goats. Some cities allow a few chickens, but not everywhere. Viet says, hi, Sir Bob. How do you describe a good mirror, which you often use? And do you believe in some myths about the mirror's actions, especially at night? Well, I don't believe in the myths, but how do we describe a good mirror? We only have 2 mirrors in our house, really, and they're both good. So we just call them the mirrors. But that's how I would describe the good mirror. I would just call it a mirror. Marina says, hello, Teacher Bob. Hope you're doing well. I would like to say that you're the best teacher in the world. Well, thank you. I appreciate the compliment. Very nice of you. Hey, I just want to put a plug in again. There is a live stream tomorrow. So if you have general questions about English, please come. It'll be at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I think I'll be outside. I'm pretty sure the weather is going to be very, very nice. I see some folks thanking me in the chat for doing a good job. You're welcome. Let's see here. Ahmed says, you learned many things. Thanks. You learned me many things. Thanks. So I have helped you learn many things. Very cool. Let's see. Unabi says, hello, Bob. It says, ho, Bob, but hi, Bob, probably. Can we use the word disorder for a messy room? So a little fix there, a messy room. You can, but it sounds very formal. Like I wouldn't say to my kids, your room is in disorder. Please clean it up. I understand the meaning. They would understand the meaning, but it would sound very formal to them. We would use the word messy for sure. Next question from Tin. I'm using a microwave which is running fine, but it has been out of date. Do you often replace used items in good condition when they've been out of date? Thank you. No, we replace things when they break. So another way to describe things in your home is to say it's broken. It doesn't work anymore. Jen and I usually use things in our house until they are broken. We replace them when they are broken. Viviana, can we use droopy to describe our mood? No, that would not be a good descriptor for that. I think there's a slang word though. Let's see here. No, okay, never mind. But no, I wouldn't use it to describe your mood. You're feeling, you would probably say I'm not very enthusiastic today. I don't have a lot of energy today. Maybe I'm feeling down today. All of those would work. Sergey, hello, Mr. Bob. Thank you so much for your lesson. Could you tell us a short story or situation which, look at a little fix there, which made you laugh last time? When's the last time I laughed? I usually laugh when I do something dumb. I try to remember the last time I did something dumb. I don't know. I've laughed a lot recently, but I can't think of why. I will just say this. We have the phrase in English, someone can make you laugh. Jen often makes me laugh. So I'm sure the last time I laughed was when Jen told me a joke or said something funny. Ruslan says, I guess Teacher Bob's house definitely has has a Lionel messy room. Yeah, there's messy parts to my house. Freddie Wolf, Bob, ta chambre est dans un bordel. Basically, Freddie Wolf is saying that my room is a mess. Mode says your room's in shambles would be more common, I guess. Yeah, we might use that, shambles. Messy, though, is got to be the best description. Let's see. I think I should get back to the lesson. Let me do one more question from Unsel. Hi, Unsel. Hi, Teacher Bob. Do you have a personal object from your childhood or from the past that you still use? Thanks. Have a great day. No, but my wallet is ancient right now. I want to get a new one. But like I said, this one's not broken yet. So this is my wallet. It's actually a John Deere wallet. I think I got it as a gift. I want to get a different wallet because I don't really have, you know how most of your cards are just on your phone now? So I don't carry a wallet around a lot. But this would be one of the oldest things I have. And then I have an old winter hat, a toque that my grandma made for me. So that is another thing that I use. Hey, let's keep rolling here. Disorganized. So this is a little more formal sounding. You know, oh, his desk is always disorganized. Or you could even say a person is disorganized. When something is disorganized, it's not tidy. It's not organized. You could also use it to describe a place where things aren't in spots where you would think. Like, oh, her kitchen is disorganized. There's spoons in 3 different drawers. There's plates all over in all different spots. It's very disorganized. So simply, probably the best description for this one is to say the opposite of organized, the opposite of neat and tidy. Disarray. Again, this one sounds a little formal. Maybe you're reading a book and the book says, and he went to his office and it was in disarray. Or he was a very messy person. His desk was always in disarray. So this is simply another word for messy. Okay, so you can see here, this is not organized. This is definitely in disarray. This is messy. This is disorganized. These are all words we could use to describe that area. There's a lot of things in this picture, though. Be fun to do a lesson where I just describe what's in pictures. Did you see the cat? Do you see the sunglasses? Do you see the record, which is the round black thing? Do you see the coat hanger and the electric guitar? I don't know what everything is in this picture. But anyways, let's move on before I get too distracted. But there is a cat in that picture. If you look, you can find it. Missing. Sometimes you describe something because you can't find it. Sometimes my reading glasses are missing. Sometimes I can't find my reading glasses. Sometimes my keys are missing. I don't know where they are. This is a little bit of a funny joke on this key holder, on this key rack. If my keys are missing, I've gone fishing. I don't know why they shortened fishing. It doesn't rhyme when you say it this way. It should be the full word. If my keys are missing, I've gone fishing. That would rhyme. But yes, sometimes if you look at the middle hook, sometimes something is just missing. You don't know where it is. Have you seen my keys? Have you seen my reading glasses? That's how you would ask someone to help you find something. Or can you help me find my glasses? Can you help me find my keys? Broken. So we mentioned this a bit earlier. Sometimes something is just broken. Maybe the stove is broken. Maybe the fridge is broken. It means that it's no longer working. When something is broken, it's not working. So I get frustrated. A couple weeks ago, my camera was broken. Or what was broken recently as well? Can't remember. There was something else that was broken and we had to get it fixed. So anyways, when something isn't working, it is broken. A few years ago, our stove was broken and it wasn't repairable. So we had to buy a new stove. But when something's broken, it doesn't work. filthy. So this cooktop or stove is filthy. It needs to be cleaned. When you say something is filthy, it means it is, I was going to say dirty. Yeah, dirty would work too. The stovetop is filthy. The stovetop is dirty. But filthy is like really, really dirty. Like this is filthy. Like look at the corner here. I was like, oh, what is that? It's some cooked, dried up food, and it's just a mess. So when something is filthy, it simply means that it needs to be cleaned. In English, we might even say it's disgusting. That means that you have a negative feeling when you see this. Like, oh, it's disgusting. It's gross. It's filthy. Those would all be ways we would describe that. I would use all three sentences. That's gross. That's disgusting. That's filthy. It needs to be cleaned. Cracked. Sometimes things get cracked. Oh, I don't have my phone, but windows can get cracked. You can have your phone screen can be cracked. It's not nice when something hits a window and then the window is cracked because then it, oh, wrong slide. I thought the next slide was the one I wanted. I think I got them mixed up. Oh, here it is. It needs to be replaced. Let's go back to this though. Sometimes kids play with a ball and they hit a window and then the window is cracked and then you need to replace the window. Not nice. It's not nice when you drop your phone and then the screen is cracked because then you got to spend a lot of money to get a new phone. Burnt out or even just out. So you can see I don't know how light number 1, 2, and 4 are actually on. I didn't realize when I chose this picture, these lights are magically on, but the third light is burnt out. You can also say burned out. So it can be B-U-R-N-E-D as well, but I say burnt out. You could also say the light is out. Hey, the light in the garage is out. Or, hey, do we have any new bulbs? The light in the kitchen is out, or the light in the kitchen is burnt out. Those would all be example sentences. And again, not sure how light number 1, 2, and 4 are on. Some sort of magic electricity because these lights are not screwed into a socket. So kind of strange. But hey, it's good to have a little bit of magic in the lesson, isn't it? I think so. And then needs to be replaced. This is a very common phrase for something that's broken, burnt out, worn out, falling apart. All of the things where something is becoming unusable, okay? Maybe you have a toaster and you put your bread in and only one piece of toast gets toasted and the other side doesn't. And it's like, you could say it needs to be fixed, but generally in that case, you would say it needs to be replaced. The light in the room is burnt out. It needs to be replaced. The window is cracked. It needs to be replaced. That's the phrase we would use to describe all of those situations. So it took me a long time to find a picture of someone hitting a TV. For those of you that are younger than the age of 35 or 40 even, you might not remember this era, but there was an era where if a TV was acting flaky, that means it wasn't working the way it was supposed to. If you hit the TV on the top or side, sometimes that fixed it. When I was a kid, we had a TV where sometimes you had to hit the TV because it was acting flaky. So anything that works sometimes and not other times, or is working and then just stops working and you don't know why, we would say it's flaky. In the modern era, we often say, my Wi-Fi is flaky. Okay, so today the Wi-Fi is working great, but there have been times where I'm doing a live stream when the Wi-Fi is flaky and then my signal drops in and out. So flaky means to kind of work on and off. Out of commission, out of service. This is something that you will not, I don't think you guys have elevators in your home, but if you live in an apartment building, the elevator might be out of commission or out of service. It means the same thing. I couldn't figure out if one phrase is more American and one is more British, but sometimes you walk into a building and the elevator is out of commission or the elevator is out of service. Maybe you do laundry in a laundry room in your apartment building, and one of the washing machines is out of commission or out of service, and there's a little sign on it that says out of commission or out of service, it simply means that thing is not working, okay? We use this to talk about people sometimes too. Like, where's Joe today? Oh, he's out of commission. He hurt himself playing soccer. He won't be at work today. So anyways, if something in your house is out of commission or out of service, it simply means that it is not working. Crooked. I think this is pretty easy to figure out. 2 of these paintings are straight. 1 is crooked. When you hang something on the wall, which Jen and I don't do a lot, it can either be straight or level, or it can be crooked. So when something is on the wall and it looks like this, it is crooked. You can also have it where you might have a window in your house, and if your house is hundreds of years old, the window might be crooked. Like maybe the wall isn't straight anymore and the window is crooked in your house. But yes, sometimes things are crooked. Those doors are nice and straight though. They're not crooked, so that's nice. Hey, let's do members only chat. Let me get that turned on here. Let me find the right button and have a sip of water, and then I will explain what is members only chat. Well, if you are a member, if you clicked the join button at some point, you get a few things. Your name is in green during a live stream. You get a little crown by your name during a live stream. You get a little week at a glance English lesson in writing on Mondays, sometimes early Monday morning, sometimes later in the day. And you get a Wednesdays with Bob video on Wednesdays where I talk a little bit more about my life and what I'm thinking about, which isn't exactly an English lesson, but it is a listening practice lesson if you use it that way. So anyways, that is what being a member gets you. And if you are a member right now, you can ask questions directly in the chat. I'm going to keep answering questions from the forum. Let's see here. Let me get that on the screen. Nam says, hello, teacher. How do you holding and protecting flaky things similar to computers while moving to... Oh, I'm not sure if you mean flaky. I think you mean fragile or... yeah, there's another word for it. Like things that are delicate. That's another word. So when I move, if I move my computer, let me give you a better example. When my son goes to university and we put his things in the van, we usually wrap his computer in a blanket and we wrap his computer monitor in a towel or blanket to keep it safe. So that's how I would move those kinds of things. Hey, before I get to the chat questions, live stream tomorrow, 10 a.m. outside. It looks beautiful today, although it was a little cold this morning, but it looks beautiful today. And I'll go for about an hour and answer all of your questions. So I'll schedule that later today and we'll have a look. Lolly Lolly says, out of service and out of order, same meaning. Yes, the elevator is out of order. The washing machine is out of order. Yes, definitely. You can use them in exactly the same way. So the elevator is out of commission. The elevator is out of service. The elevator is out of order. Know that. Bob, in addition to my question from the beginning, are there things on your house that you repair yourself in terms of major repairs? I mean, you worked in construction industry for a while. There are small things I will do. We will paint a room. The last time, though, we did something major, I removed what I wanted to remove, and then I hired someone to replace it. Okay, so we had a section of the house that we renovated. So I actually removed the existing walls and cleaned everything up. We removed the carpet, but then I did have someone come in to rebuild. I could have done it myself, but I was a little too busy. I'm more likely to use my construction skills on the farm. So I will build things on the farm that we need. I built all of the pens where our goats are in the back barn. If you watch Jen's video, I forget which one it is, video 3, you'll see the inside of the goat barn on her channel. So I use a lot more of my construction skills outside of the house. Let's see. No, that said, were you able to use what you learned there for yourself? Sorry, Bob, I had to split it up because it was a bit too long. It's really nice knowing how to build stuff. I would say that. I would recommend that everyone, no matter what you want to do for a real job, you should always do some construction work at some point. So let's see here. Know that. Freddie Wolf, I guess that you got your John Deere wallet when you bought your tractor, didn't you? There are many of this brand of tractor in my farmer's neighborhood as well. Yes, there are a lot of green machines around. I actually don't think I got it when I bought the tractor. I got a hat when I bought the tractor. I think I got the wallet from my mother-in-law for Christmas, I think. They live on a farm too. Lolly Lolly says, could you provide the link for Jen's channel? Last week's link didn't work. Yes, I can do that. Let me get that link. Sorry, I've gone quiet here. Hopefully that link works. Let me click on it and make sure it works. Yes, good. There you go. That's the link. Sorry, I should say what that is. Jen's channel. Sorry, I'll get back to the lesson in a sec, everybody. Okay, let's see. Next question. No, that says, thanks, sir. Lolly says, filthy money. You can say someone's filthy rich. Like that is a term. Like someone who has a lot of money, you can say they're filthy rich. But I don't know if we would use it to describe the money. Dirty money is money you earn illegally. Okay, so that's a slightly different thing. Mode says, hey, Mr. Bob, nice haircut. Now that I complimented you, I can ask a question off topic, right? Hee hee. Is that plant in the topic slide a eucalyptus? Sorry, yes, it is. That is definitely a eucalyptus. I think it makes an appearance again in a little bit when I talk about describing something as being pleasing. We grow eucalyptus on our farm, but right now it's like this big because it's actually an Australian plant, I think, and usually it doesn't survive the winter, but yes. Okay. Hello, Bob, from someone. Hello to you as well. Let's see here. Keen says, we used to have a TV with an antenna in our house, and before we used it for the first time, we needed to move the antenna to find the best signal location. Otherwise, the TV would be always flaky. Yeah, we had that too, where I think our antenna turned or something when I was a kid. Can't remember. Lolly Lolly says, merci, Bob, or thanks, Bob in English. Freddie Wolf, Bob, what would you call the professional service store who's able to repair your scuffed shoes? Cordonnier en français. Yeah, would we just call it a shoe repair? Like we don't call it a shoesmith or any, those are older words. And people don't often get their shoes fixed. Name of store that fixes shoes. Yeah. Cobbler. That's an old word too. We don't use that word very often. But a person who fixes shoes is a cobbler or even a shoemaker. I want to do a lesson at some point on old words we don't use anymore. That's a good word. I was gonna do it like spectacles and cobbler and those kinds of words. Anyways, let's see here. No, that says you could try some leather polish on the wallet, Bob, although it probably won't guarantee success. Yeah, I could. Needs a little bit. I need to sew a little bit of it too. So let's see here. Zeev says, hi, Lolly Lolly. What's up, my friend? And Lolly says, okay, got it. Dirty money. Got it. Awesome. Hey, members, if you don't mind, I'm going to go back to the lesson. I'm going to turn off members only chat. If I see a member question in the next couple of seconds, though, I will definitely answer it. Let me put this question on the screen. Quack says, smudge. Is smudge just a fingerprint or something else? Usually fingerprints, but it can be other things as well. But generally, you smudge your screen on your computer screen can be all smudged. I think Key Park mentioned that earlier. I think that's who mentioned that. But yeah, it's usually fingerprints. Like your phone screen can be all smudged from your thumbs, but it can be other things as well. But generally, that's what it would be. Okay, let me see. Members only chat is off. Thank you for being members, all of you out there. That is awesome. One last plug before we go back to the lesson. There is a live stream tomorrow. I think you guys know. Tilted. So this burner on the stove is tilted. So this picture is crooked. You could say this is crooked, but you could also say tilted, okay? I would more likely say that this is tilted. If you live in a really old house, the floor can be tilted. When I was a kid, the old house that was here before this house, the back room, the floor was tilted. We used to put marbles at one end and they would roll down to the other end. Marbles are like little glass balls. I don't know if you've ever played with marbles, but definitely this burner is tilted. It needs to be pushed in order to work properly, probably. So we don't use this word very much. We use the word crooked more often, but you can see that this rug is not nicely positioned between the wall and the couch. It's askew. Sorry, my voice doesn't want to say the word because we don't use it hardly. It's askew, okay? You should know the meaning of this though, because you might see this word in like a news article or something. But if something is straight and then it's moved like this carpet, we would say it is askew, because it is not straight. Mode says, do you call them ink smudges or ink smears or ink stains? I'm going to talk about stains in a bit, but yeah, it depends. We don't use the term ink stains very often anymore, because I think that was used a lot when people used pens and got ink on themselves. You would have ink stains on your fingers, but so many people just use computers now. Well, look at that. The next word is stained. This table is stained, okay? It has a coffee stained. Things can get stained, okay? Coffee will stain things. What else will stain things? Let's say you hurt yourself and your finger's bleeding and you get some blood on your shirt. That will stain your shirt. Generally, we use the word stained when something is stained to mean it's discolored in a way that can't be cleaned. Like, I think this coffee stain will come out, but sometimes a stain won't come out. So those are good phrases as well, by the way. If you spill coffee on a white shirt, it might be stained and it might stay that way. You might not be able to get the stain out. So when something's stained, it means it's probably permanently changed in terms of its color. So there you have a nice coffee stain. Those usually clean up pretty good, but definitely if you were wearing a white shirt and spilled coffee on it, it's going to be stained. So when you're talking about food, you can talk about food that's good. The apple on the right side here is good. The apple on the far left, wait, is that your left? I hope it's your left. I think so. Well, you can tell one of these is rotten. One of these has gone bad. Okay, so when you're talking about food, we usually say that something is rotten, or we say that it has gone bad. Hey, are the bananas still good? No, they've gone bad. No, they're rotten. That's always a sad day for me, although that usually never happens in our house. Bananas get eaten far too quickly here. And if bananas are really ripe, we usually just peel them and freeze them, and we use them to make smoothies later. But definitely, you choose. One of these apples is rotten. One of these apples has gone bad. So something can smell off. We even just use the word off. Like, is the milk's gone off, or this milk is off, or this milk smells off. You can see by the expression on his face that there's something wrong with this milk. This milk has gone off. This milk smells off. Oh, did I use gone off too? Yes, you can say that. But yes, always good idea. Always a good idea. If milk has been in the fridge for a few days, we call it the sniff test. Give it the sniff test to see if it is still good. And if it smells off, well, you can bake something with it, but usually we don't. Usually if the milk has gone off or if the milk has gone bad, we just get rid of it. Muddy. So you might have children, or you yourself might sometimes walk in your house or apartment with muddy boots, and then you might have a muddy carpet. So notice I can say in this picture, these shoes or boots, it's kind of hard to see. I would say shoes. These shoes are muddy. This carpet is muddy. When you walk outside, when it's wet outside, dirt turns to mud when it's wet. and then you get it on your shoes. And then if you walk in, you get it on your carpet. So these shoes are muddy. This carpet is muddy. We also use the verb track. So you can track mud into the house. Oh, you tracked mud all over the floor. There's a bonus word for you. Don't walk outside in the mud and then track the mud into the house with your muddy shoes or boots. Pleasing. This is indeed a sprig of eucalyptus. It is a plant that smells really nice. It's very pleasing. These books are stacked in a very nice, orderly way. When you see something that's very organized, it can be pleasing. When we say something is pleasing, it makes you feel good. Like it's nice when it's it was a very pleasing day, or I had a very pleasing cup of tea, or this eucalyptus smells very pleasing. So when something's pleasing, it means it makes you happy. It means it makes you feel good. And yeah, that's definitely eucalyptus. Hopefully ours grows really nice and tall on the farm this year. That would be cool. So two things. Something can be falling apart and something can be brand new. So we had a door handle. This one looks kind of new. So I'm pretending this is falling apart, but this might be a picture of someone installing a new one. But when something's falling apart, it's worn out. It doesn't stay together anymore. Eventually things fall apart. If you use something enough, eventually it will fall apart. So you could describe this as, oh, the door handle is falling apart. My car is falling apart. The kettle in the kitchen, if the handle wiggles, you would say, oh, it's falling apart. So when you have something that is no longer brand new, you've had it for a very long time, and it's starting to make noises it's not supposed to and wiggle and jiggle in ways it's not supposed to, you would say it's falling apart. And then brand new. When you buy something that's brand new, it simply means it's new. I don't know why we have brand new. If you buy a new car, you could also say you bought a brand new car. I bought a brand new toaster. I'm so excited we're getting a brand new microwave today. But when something's brand new, it means simply that it is new. Hey, that's the lesson. Let me answer some questions. Let me have a sip of water here. No, I was really excited today with this lesson because I saw the chat was very active. I really like it when I see all of you talking to each other. So thank you to all of you that were here. It does help that we have some regulars here who are very helpful in the chat. It's good to see Freddie Wolf and Mode Eggs and Hafiez and Know That. I see the member names there. You guys pop up quite a bit. So it's awesome to see that. Anyways, I'm going to just see if there are any more questions in the forum. There's one question. Let's get that on the screen. Aziz says, hi, the best teacher. Hi, not hide, hi, H-I. What is the difference between dirt and soil? They're pretty much the same. Soil is maybe more to talk about when you grow something outside, you plant it in the soil. And dirt may be a more general term, but they usually mean the same thing. We work up the dirt, we work up the soil, and then we plant things. So let's see here. No display. Okay. That's just the button I click. In the chat, Know That says, what was the last brand new thing that you have bought lately? I think it's still just the camera. I bought this last fall. I think Brent has one too now. This is probably the last brand new thing I bought. This is the camera I use for almost everything now. Okay, so this is the DJI Pocket 3. It's just really handy. And then Jen uses a DJI Action 4, I think it's called. I don't want to break this. I bought both those cameras early last fall. That's probably, that's probably the last two things I bought that are brand new. I do need to buy a new computer this year. This computer is 6 years old. It still works well, but I'm editing 4K video now. And so the computer, it feels a bit slow. Yes, that's what we're looking at. Hey, I think I'm done, everybody. I think that's the end of the lesson. So a couple things. Number one, live stream tomorrow, 10 a.m. I'll schedule it. You'll see the little thumbnail pop up. And it will be outside, I think. Rain or shine. Should I just say it's outside? Number 2, this lesson will be available in a shorter format in a couple days. The reason I do that, I take out all of the questions from all of you and I make it what I call a pure lesson. So it's about 20 to 30 minutes. This is a great thing to watch a second time, but watching isn't as important as just listening to it. Repetition really helps you remember things. When I do a lesson like this, it's good to just listen to it sometime when you're driving, maybe on the subway, maybe as you do the dishes. It's good to listen to it a second time, for sure. Mode says, there's so much for this lesson and also for, thanks so much for this lesson, also for Tuesday's video. It's going to be a hit. I'm manifesting that. Yeah, we'll see. Those acting out videos usually do well. No, that says that. Thanks for the correction. Oh yeah, little slip of the keyboard there in your question. Freddie says, may I ask you if we can say that a rug isn't aligned on the floor? Again, aligned would be like somewhat formal sounding. You would probably say, hey, that rug is crooked. That rug is not straight. Okay. Aligned would work. People would know what you mean, but it's not a common way to describe that. Anyways, Freddie Wolf says, thanks, Bob, for having answered all the questions. You're awesome. No problem. And then I'm just going to say bye. And I'm going to rush out the door because I need to get to work. So bye, everybody. Thanks a lot for watching. You guys are awesome. I'm going to post one more time. Oh, no, I'm not going to post. I'm going to mention one more time. There is a live stream tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. It's an open Q&A live stream. You can ask me questions about anything, about English, about my life, whatever. Totally welcome to come and ask me questions for about an hour. And then when I'm done that, I will have a relaxing Saturday afternoon. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye, everybody. Have a good day. Oh, I should say bye to people in the chat. Bye, Lolly and Abbas and Know That, Freddie Wolf, Key Park, Mode Eggs, Denis, Garav, Ruslan is here, Samuel, Wanda, Yunabi, My Ice. I need my glasses. It's hard to tell what the letters are. Piamaporn, Vasil, Hanhan, Bival. Bye to all of you. Bye, Pedro. Bye to Vitor. And Vitor saying there is a live stream tomorrow. Yes, there is. Ralph's. Bye to Ralph, Hobart, Claudine, Bodan, Bijou, Sylvia, and all of you. Bye, everybody. Bye, Key Park. Bye, Ralph. I'm starting to say names twice, so that's how I know it's time to sign off. Bye. So it was a fun lesson, by the way. I really enjoyed it.